Sideboard Podcast. We're here for another episode, and this time Tim is back.
How's it going, everyone? Glad to be back.
Yep. We're glad to have you back, Tim. How's your TCG life been lately?
Not too bad. As you know, I had some family emergency things come up this last week, so I haven't been really doing much TCG wise.
Yeah. It's kind of a stale season right now. Anyways, we're just revealing new cards, and personally, I don't like playing
in the in between formats.
Yeah, because not everything's revealed. So it's like, oh gosh, this blue baby deck's broken. But then it's like, okay, well, they literally haven't revealed half the rest of the set.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been playing some PlayStation computer games with friends. Spellbreak came out for the full release, so
yeah,
I had it during the beta, but none of my friends did. So it's fun to actually play it with friends now. Been watching people play Among Us. That looks really fun to play with friends.
I heard about that one. I haven't watched any trailers yet, but I've just been playing Risk of Rain 2, which is pretty cool.
Nice. I've seen a lot more people playing it lately.
Yeah, it's like a
kind of having a resurgence.
Yeah, well, the style of game is like the zombies type thing, like Black Ops Zombies, where you have go through levels and just try to live the longest and get the most loot and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah. I don't know. Just kind of been relaxing this week a little bit.
Yeah, it's good to do that. Especially because it's so hot, and we have the fires here in California.
Yeah, especially with that one that started, was it yesterday or today, up near Shaver?
Yeah, it's called the Creek Ridge Fire, I think.
Something like that. There's a lot of fires happening in California right now.
Yeah, no tornadoes or earthquakes, but we are constantly on fire. Yeah.
That stop, drop, and roll does not work.
No, it does not work.
But yeah, it's been a lot of news in kind of the gaming world in general this last week.
Yeah, that's what have you been seeing, Tim?
So I know for video games and stuff, we had the launch of Avengers, which I know one of our local guys was playing. He said it was pretty cool, kind of Destiny-esque, like a adventure looter kind of game. I'll probably wait till it goes on sale to pick it up because I wasn't personally impressed with the trailers and the beta, but that's just me. But we did have some really interesting TCG news, and that was Bandai's announcement for worldwide release for Digimon.
Yeah, to me, it's not really that exciting because I was never a Digimon guy, but I can see how a lot of people are really hyped for it because I know in one of the Dragon Ball chats I'm in, everyone was super stoked for the Digimon card game from Japan or something. I guess there's one in Japan right now.
Yeah, I think it came out in March or April of this year, and the official release for the Western world is January, but I know they're doing a pre-sale or something like that, October, November, where you can get stuff ahead of time. So I'm personally pretty excited for it. When I was probably first, second grade, I loved Digimon. And then after Digimon kind of faded away for me, that was when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out, the show and the cards. Like back in the day, OG Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's time to duel.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I think that was the only time I played Yu-Gi-Oh was right when it came out.
Yeah.
And nobody really knew what it was or what they were doing.
While. I played when the synchros came out and the Xyz and all that, but it just kind of, I was like that guy that played at the cafeteria table with all the nerds.
Yeah, so we played during recess and lunchtime and all that in elementary school.
Yeah, and then I just didn't have any money, so I was like, oh, sick. Well, we're not going anywhere with this game, guys.
Yeah. That was really the last I've even been remotely interested in Yu-Gi-Oh was probably 5th grade.
Yeah.
I think it came out when I was in 4th grade, and like a year and a half later, I was done with it.
Yeah, that's a whole another topic. But back to the Digimon news. It seems like a lot of people are pretty excited for it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I've been looking at it a little bit, not super in depth, but it looks like they took Bandai's like Chrono Clash system, which I never played any of the Chrono Clash stuff, but how that like gameplay and mechanic works seemed interesting enough, and they took that as like a foundation and then made it unique for Digimon. It seems like.
Yeah. There's the Chrono Clash system, I think, from what one of my teammates was saying, was that it's like this turn-based system of like your resources are, as the turns progress, you can do more things. And I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of those types of games. I like games where you have like a energy or mana resource. That's what my buddy who told me the turn-based thing was also advocating for, was that like most really successful card games, in his opinion, are because they have like a mana or energy system.
Yeah.
That you can alter with, your own resources.
So it'll be interesting to see how like the gameplay actually works and feels and stuff. I know we can like watch videos from Japan and stuff like that, and even videos, from the US of people playing with Japanese cards, because the last couple months people have been buying Japanese product like crazy. But it'll be interesting once, we actually have it to see, personally how it feels to play.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll definitely just like learn the rules, because I know a lot of the local guys are going to play, so I'm sure they'll have enough decks for everyone to, or, at least someone to try out, and I'll probably just learn the rules because I know you were interested in it, and so it'll give you someone to play with, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll be like gung ho into it once it comes out. I'll kind of just have to see, like I said, how it feels once cards are in hand, because that's when I feel like you really kind of decide if you really are invested and interested in something or not.
Yeah, that's a good point. In another news section, we had some Magic spoilers and announcements about some of their sets that they're doing. At least to me, it was an announcement because my friends would like update me on it, because I play Commander. You play Commander as well. It's like the eternal casual format for Magic. But they've been doing spoilers for some of their sets, and this year, I guess, is like an entire Commander theme, pretty much.
Oh yeah, what is it, like Commander Legends?
Yeah.
Like a Masters set, but for Commander.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's got 42 new partners in it, which is
interesting.
Yeah.
I think I saw, wasn't there one that it was colorless, I think, and it like doesn't really do anything, but it has a 5-color color identity because of an ability.
Yeah, so when it enters the battlefield, you pick a color and it becomes that, or whenever you start the game or something, you pick a color and it becomes that. So basically, like for this tax of playing this crappy card, you get to play an additional color in your deck. Because in Commander, you can't play colors in your deck that aren't on your Commander.
Yeah, so like, which at that point, like, why not just put another partner in the command zone for the color and that's it?
Yeah, I was.
Which I know a lot of people do.
I was thinking the same thing, but I think the biggest thing is just because it's a common, and so it's like the easiest way to get the card.
That's true.
But
I think that was the only card from that I've seen.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've seen too. I was just kind of cool because I like Commander, and so the announcement of more product was like, cool, singles soon.
Yeah. Some other cool Magic news is with the new Zendikar set coming out.
Yeah.
Expedition Fetchlands.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was those are going to be pricey. They're going to be a lot of money, and pricey.
Yeah, that's like that, and a green-black Nissa is pretty much all I've seen. I haven't looked that much into it.
Yeah, it's kind of like not necessarily movie trailers, but like the same concept of like people don't watch the trailer because they don't want to, like ruin it all. And for me, it's like I play Magic casually, so I don't really pay attention too much to the spoilers because I just play it casually. So it's like, cool, sick. I'm not going to get too hyped because they release sets like literally every month. So if you get hyped every month, that means your wallet is tiny.
Yeah. I don't know. That's like the lottery, like the most lottery ticket thing ever is Expedition fetch lands for Magic.
Yeah. Unless they ever did like, imagine Expedition original duels.
They can't even print OG duels. Reserve list.
What if they did though?
That's a topic people have been arguing over for a very long time. Yeah. Me included, before I came over to Dragon Ball. I personally was an advocate of just saying screw it to the reserve list and reprinting stuff because WotC, I don't know if it was legally or just like quote unquote technically or ethically isn't supposed to look at or make decisions based off of the secondary market. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's like most, I don't know if it's most businesses, but because like that's a little broad, but I do see how they don't make their choices based off the secondary market because then it's like, oh, well, we're going to print this super expensive card so that way everyone buys a bunch of our product. But then we're going to tank the price of everyone who already owns that card's version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally think it'd be fine to reprint things off of the reserve list for Magic, but that's its whole, like, its own topic and argument.
It helps the game keep its value by not reprinting those cards.
Yes and no. I mean, it would really only help with people playing older formats like Legacy or even Commander, because then people can afford original duels.
Right. It makes like a barrier to entry.
Yeah, Legacy has a very large barrier to entry outside of like Charbelcher, even Reanimator's pretty cheap, and then Burn. I think those are like the three quote unquote budget decks of the format.
Right. Yeah. So if you were to make a reserve list for Dragon Ball 3 cards, what are they? Go.
I don't know, because Dragon Ball kind of, it's different. I'm not quite sure. I feel like it would have to be, well, they would never reprint Secrets anyways. So like that's an obvious shoe-in. It makes sense. Maybe if it wasn't banned, like maybe Gogeta 7 or like things on that level.
Yeah, I can see like some cards like that I was thinking about for like, because essentially the reserve list only matters for Legacy formats anyways, and Dragon Ball's version of that is Classic format. And so Gogeta 7 in that format would be unbanned technically.
Yeah.
And so like Gogeta 7, I was thinking, and then if there was an SCR that they picked, it would be Awakened Power, Son Goku, the Victory Strike one. And then the other card I was thinking of is like something like Flute or maybe Swap Chain or Objection maybe.
Here's the thought though.
They're all blue cards.
We kind of have a sort of reserve list already with like draft box cards and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because they're super short print runs and they're cards that are just staples to the game. It's basically reserve list-esque, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought it was an interesting topic. We don't have that many sets to justify a reserve list, but...
Or formats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need formats either, but we'll talk about that later in the episode. So let's move on to our second topic for the day, which is the secret rares that were revealed, which are, I think, just 2 of them so far out of the 3.
Yeah, I'm assuming the third one will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because yesterday there was one, which was Saturday.
Yeah, there
and
was
then
the
today's
Unison,
Sunday. There's another.
the Unison, I think it's a Broly. It's a SS4 Broly.
Yeah.
And then the next one's probably a blue card, I'm guessing.
It is. It is blue because they showed the mana cost.
Oh yeah, so
corners
it's probably
first.
gonna be some kind of baby card.
Yeah, I personally think it's Baby Hachiak.
Yeah, I mean, something like that.
It's either that or like Baby Ape or something.
Yeah, something. So what do you think of the Unison Secret Rare?
It's interesting.
I think it's hot garbage.
I don't know. It's weird. Like I really don't know how else to describe it other than weird.
I don't know if it deserves an ultimate slot.
No, maybe if it had. No, I just don't think it should have been a secret rare.
It's like, I mean, its effect is good. Like the whole.
Maybe if it had a permanent that like allowed you to put any Unison under it to gain a marker.
Yeah, we were
maybe
talking about that. Like the problem with that Unison is like it can't attack if it has less than or 3 or less counters. So the turn you play it, say on turn 3, and it only has a +1, so you plus it to 4,
and then you can attack, but
it's like a 25k single or something like that, and then you can pay 4 for its 0. You pay 1 of every color, and then you get like
I think it has natural double strike.
Yeah, but then you get triple attack and like 15k attack or something.
Something like
so
that.
40k triple
double,
which is, I mean, it's good, but like you.
How often are you gonna pull that off though?
You either have to sit it there for a turn and hope it doesn't die, which I mean it's 25k base, so they have to combo like a bunch into it, or you have to play it for what? You have to play it for 4 because then you can attack, and then you have to pay another 4.
Yeah.
So you have to pay 8 if you want to do it all in one turn, which is like
4 of that energy has to be rainbow.
Which is like, okay, there's a whole lot better things I'd rather do with 8 mana.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you slam a secret down, like the game is ending. That's what they're for. And that secret just doesn't do that because it's going to sit there for a turn, which means I have an entire turn to kill you.
Right.
Or kill it, which isn't that hard to do.
I mean, the other end of the spectrum is like, what if you play it turn 1? You know, they're not dealing damage.
That's
to
true.
Turn
I
1.
saw, I think before, before you were heading over here, I was scrolling through Facebook and saw a list. It was a Janemba list that had that in it as the secret, which is funny because it's the only secret Janemba can play.
Aside from the negative balls.
It still can't.
Why?
Because it costs 7.
I thought it was just battle cards, but anyway. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Probably not
like,
good.
You're going to play Rainbow Nimba? I mean, come on.
They kind of already do.
Well, they used to.
With Infernal Cell and Unbreakable.
Not playing any free counter plays because they have.
Well, so the +1.
I know. Yeah, I know how you can change your energy over.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like.
So you would charge as normal up until
you play
that turn
Unison,
4,
and then you now no longer have counterplays active because you have a black Unison.
Well, you can't play the free counterplays anyways.
That's a good point. No, you can play the Vegeta, the yellow one. He's like a 3 cost.
You mean the Champa?
What do you? No, I'm talking about the God Sealing technique.
Oh yeah. Well, you'd have to play a yellow Unison for the Vegeta.
That's what I'm saying. Is like
they're not.
Everyone's playing those cards, and Janemba by playing that SCR, whatever deck plays that SCR, you just can't play any free counter plays because it's a black card. It's not any of the other colors. It would have been cool if they said this card counts as all the colors, because then it could literally fit into any deck.
That would have been cool too.
That
might have been a little broken though.
I don't know, because like the card's kind of garbage right now, I think.
But if you could imagine you're playing like 3 Friezas, 4 God Sealings.
Yeah, but you can still only do once per turn.
That's all you need.
Sometimes.
That's 7 turns of you're not playing anything.
Yeah, well, once you get the thing down, you still have to find it.
Hard mull. Every time.
You never know, man. Sometimes it just doesn't happen.
That's true. I have hard mulled for things that are 4-ofs in my deck and not seeing them for 3 turns.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it happens to everyone. Just look at Russell Stelzer versus Marcus Cantarsi with AOD versus Super Shin. They both bricked. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough game to watch.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Or like with me, a few weeks ago when we had the Swiss rounds for our shop tournament or shop championships.
Yeah.
And I was playing 4 Bobbities and 4 Hatches, and I didn't see any of those 8 copies until turn 3. And I hard mulliganed all 6 cards.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, did Untap sideboard them on accident? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
That was rough.
No, that's what happened.
I mean, we still got the dub because that deck is broken, but...
Nah, it's not. Just play more negates, guys. Come
on. But yeah, there's just been a lot of, I guess, like a lot of little stuff going on with a lot of different games. So
yeah. So let's move on to the second SCR that we have revealed real quick, which is the SS4 Broly, the Great Destroyer, which I think it's the first time we've seen SS4 Broly, so that's pretty cool. Because if he wasn't already buff.
Yeah, I don't think the Dark Broly's count.
No.
I mean, they're SS4 anyways, but they're not like tagged as SS4.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this guy is Ultimate Barrier Double Strike 40k. He says activate main. This is the way you play him, unless you want to pay 8, I guess. But that seems kind of neg. So you choose a mono red Saiyan with a power cost, original power, so it can't be modified, of 35k in battle area. Place it in the drop and then play him from your hand. Choose your mono red leader and it gets 10k until the start of your next turn. So double bean for your turn and their turn, and then you also play this guy for free.
I think that card only has like 6 targets in the game that it can play off of.
I looked it up earlier. It's only I think it's only 4. There's like 3 Gogetas and a actual Broly BR.
If it wasn't restricted to a Saiyan, if it was just 35k battle card or red battle card, it would have had that 3-drop Majin Buu from, I think it was DB4.
Which one? You mean
or DB? Yeah, it was DB
3-drop
4, I think. There's a 3-drop red Majin Buu that when you play it, it plays in rest mode.
And it's a
3-drop 35k.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems weird. Strange.
So if that didn't restrict to Saiyans, that would have been like 100% the go-to, I guess, evolve target is how I would put it for layman's terms.
Yeah, it's kind of like an evolved thing. And then it has this permanent, which is pretty bonkers. It says all cards in your opponent's leader area, battle area, and combo area get -5 power.
And combo power.
Or combo power. Period. So their 0-5s are 0-0s and their 0-10s are 0-5s.
And their leader on the back is a 10k.
And on the front is a 5k. And you can get this card out pretty early with some of the new cards. But I think this card's kind of snapped.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the targets to play off of.
Well, one of them's the old 8-drop Gogeta, the deck that I used to play.
Oh, the burn one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. You can turn for that.
You can turn for that.
Oh my god.
Well, no, you can do it. You can do it earlier with the new Gogeta cards, because there's like a 6-drop that evolves for like, you can get out on like turn 2 or turn 3 or something.
Oh, well, that's insane then.
So you can
Looks
get
like we're going to be brewing Gogeta again.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been saying like to the team chat and stuff, and like I mentioned it a few times, was that the old leader, I'm pretty sure, is just better than the new leader, because he has this thing on the back that says no counters of 2 or more.
I mean, the leader's also just really good.
Yeah, I mean,
like insane card advantage. You have the option to self-awaken if you want to or need to.
And then built-in double.
Backside, you get built-in double, and you turn off
counters,
the relevant counters.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the leader just guarantees you get to play your SCR, basically.
Yeah, but like That's so nuts, dude. So like, you can just clear a board if they have a board out. If they don't, you get to just burn them when you play the Gogeta, and then you can sacrifice it off for that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the first decks I'm going to be building next set. Is just updated Gogeta with the
I
old
might
leader.
start brewing that.
Well, if you need
this
8-drop
weekend.
Gogetas, I have like 15 of them.
I'm pretty sure I still have a bunch of SRs.
The SPRs look pretty cool.
They do.
They're hard to get though.
The SPRs from, what was that, set 6?
Destroyer Kings, I think it was.
Yeah. I really liked the style on those where they had like the black backgrounds with the golden or whatever color outline of the character.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
I really liked those.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what our third SCR is. Well, excited is a
excited to actually see what it is, but not super excited because it's a card to go into baby counter.
Yeah, and I don't really want to play that. So yeah, so excited but not excited. I feel
that.
I'm not too excited to play against that deck because it's like
it does seem kind of degen.
It's like,
but I haven't tested, so
it's the epitome of mono blue control.
That was never my style of control. Even in I liked playing tap out control, so like blue black or like even black white or mono black control, where you're interacting with them on your own turn. That was my style of control that I liked.
I see. Yeah, probably going to be more fun to play than this new baby deck because it's literally just all counters.
I am excited to kind of brew and play around with SS4 Gohan leader?
The yellow one?
One? Black. Or is it just a Gohan leader?
I don't know.
I know it's a promo. I think it's a box topper. And it comes with the Piccolo unison that it searches out. But you need 4 of the unison, so.
Well, if they're box toppers, like you just give it a couple
days. 4 boxes.
Well, that's one way to do it. Or you just wait, because we know how box toppers go. And usually, well, aside from last set, because they were actually like useful cards. But for the most part, like box topper promos have always been basically free once set drops.
Yeah, I think one of the few exceptions was the Paragus from Destroyer Kings. The 1-drop.
Oh, the dash pack, you mean?
Was it a dash pack?
Yeah, that was when they were doing dash packs. Okay. But they stopped doing that.
What was the other? Was the 2-drop part of the set?
Yeah, he was a super rare.
Okay. I'm just losing my mind then.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, it'd be pretty. It's gonna be. I'm kind of excited. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like COVID's got everyone kind of down. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited to get some product, and then brew some decks and just kind of play casually.
Yeah, I know. Some of our group here is like wanting to learn / play a little bit more of Magic, so I'm sure we'll be doing that a little bit more now also.
Yeah, we'll play some Commander with the boys.
Any of our listeners, if you like Magic, I personally am not opposed to doing vintage cube drafts on stream. If any of you would like to see that, let us know in comments or Facebook or whatever, because I love playing vintage cube.
Yeah,
it is so much fun.
Well, you should just do some drafts anyways and just post it up. I'm sure people will watch. Cause
probably do that. Maybe do some stipulation drafts.
Yeah,
come into chat, do a little mini poll. Tell me what you guys want to see me try and force.
Yep.
Don't do Storm, please.
Lol. Okay, so for our final topic of the day, it's kind of, we like to have a little bit of controversy in our lives.
Oh, yes.
Just once in a while. So the topic of the day, the hot take, is rotation for Dragon Ball Super. And whether or not we should have one and what exactly rotation means for a card game.
All right, so just on the topic of formats,
Not.
I love having multiple formats in a game. Granted, they usually end up coming with some form of a rotation.
Yeah.
But that also means that Bandai will have to start reprinting cards in actual sets. So things like your staple cards, so like the Sparking Negates, Sparking Super Combos, Senzu Bean, stuff like that, that's staples, Nimbus, they'll have to start printing in the newer sets to keep them in a standard format.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't really quite understand, maybe Dragon Ball's your only game or something, but a rotation is essentially that the playable cards for the format that's primary. So for us, that would just be the normal Dragon Ball, because that's pretty much our only format that everybody plays. They rotate out usually it's each year. So there'll be like a new list of sets that are legal for you to play within tournaments, and then your older cards are no longer legal. And so that's a way that some companies balance their cards, is that it's much easier to balance a set of cards that's, a percentage of the total rather than, the entire thing by itself.
It helps with not having to have as quick a trigger on the ban hammer also, because if something's problematic, it may only be problematic for a couple of months if it's the last set coming in before an old one rotates. So that's one way of the game kind of self-regulating, but it also makes it easier on the designers and developers, because they don't have to look at the entire card pool then to make sure that they don't, make a boo-boo like Oko or 3-drop to Fairy or something like that just totally warps a format.
Yeah. So
that's just one argument for it.
Yeah. So going hand in hand with rotation is multiple formats. So when you create a rotation, a lot of card games, actually, like one game, for example, is HeroClix. They're pretty much just what's called modern, which is like the primary format. Technically, there's other formats, but basically it's just all the modern age pieces, and you can only play with those. And I think that if you're going to do a rotation, you need to support multiple formats, because you want product diversity, and so you want to reach out to other people that like different casual formats of playing.
Absolutely. I think personally, adding in multiple formats, I think that could be something that allows Dragon Ball to make its way up closer towards the big three of Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because if you look at the number 1 and number 2, Magic and Pokemon, they have multiple formats, and a lot of people play more than one format within the game.
Yeah, and it also, like, if, for example, right now, if Dragon Ball was to introduce a modern or a standard format that's like Draft Box 4 and newer only, half or even more than half of my collection would be now just useless. And so having a legacy, or as we like to call it in this game, classic format, it just supports the older players, and is like, hey, you guys don't have to get rid of all your cards. Don't throw them away, because we have a format for you. And it's like a little bit crazier in the combos and the balancing stuff, but we're just making it so you guys can still play with all your old stuff.
Yeah, and that allows players who want to play like a different style of Dragon Ball to be able to do that. The different formats in Magic and in Pokemon have their own specific ban lists for the format. So like something like minus Killy Zone, or 1-drop Bardock, stuff like that's banned in what would be standard, even though it would be rotated out. they could be banned in Classic or they could not be. That would be totally up to people who do the ban list for the game.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I think Dragon Ball's still a bit too young to implement any sort of rotation type thing. The ban list is kind of fine. I think that they shotgun a couple of things once in a while that maybe didn't need to be banned. But we talked about that in our last episode with my brother, coming from just like an outside perspective who doesn't actually play the game anymore, and just like card analysis on what the card does. And so, but I think the game's in a good spot right now. Everything seems to be fine for the most part. I'm not sure if I like the ban list every set thing. I kind of like the idea more of like a ban list every block.
Well, so they could even do what Magic started doing, where they have a schedule ban and restricted announcement every set, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything gets touched.
Yeah.
So it could just be an update where the game looks healthy, leave everything as is, and then if an emergency action needs to be taken, then it gets addressed.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Which also, I feel like it just seems more professional also.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's just like less like trigger finger, you know.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like the community has gotten a little trigger happy with ban topics.
A little bit. I can see both sides of a lot of the arguments with certain cards, but I just don't like the amount of cards that are banned. Like, okay, you know, from an outside like perspective, maybe Bandai should analyze that. Hey, we have like 30, you know, I don't know how many cards are banned, but like, you know, 10, 15 cards banned already. Maybe we should like
unban some things.
Unban, or even put a little more research into cards that are going to affect the format and what our plan is for future formats and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think like probably half the ban list, if they unbanned it, wouldn't make a difference at all to the game right now.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's what we're going to be testing out later today because I built a Storm deck.
Nice.
An OG Storm deck, and it's got like 20 ban cards in it.
I would like to pilot that because I never got to experience it.
It's a sensation that's very satisfying to sit there and watch your opponent not play the game.
That's right up my alley.
Yep. You play the game, and then they die, and then you go to game 2. And then you both get to get food after. You feel bad, so you buy them a hot dog.
Bro, the hot dogs in Vegas were next level.
Well, yeah, we went to...
even the one at the expo at Level Up.
Yeah.
They were just like your run-of-the-mill plain convention hot dogs, but they were so good.
Well, we were hungry.
Yeah. I mean, I also had like 50 minutes to kill after I 2-0'd someone in 8 minutes, but...
Someone who's...
Yeah, we won't be dropping names.
Oof. Yeah, that was... I remember that. That was a very fun game.
And then there was that little place next to Wahlburgers, which was a huge disappointment. But that hot dog place was fire. Was it like Dirt Dogs or Dirty Dogs?
Dirt Dog or something like that. But
that was so good,
I
dude.
think I got like a pastrami hot dog. It had pastrami and a hot dog and like all the fixings. And it was only like $5.
Yeah, it was not expensive at all.
So I was like, I'll take 2 of those. And then fried Oreos, deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, all of you guys except me got those.
Bro, they were fire.
I got elote fries, which were super fire.
I mean, I always have room for deep fried Oreos.
That's a good trip.
Except for the catching COVID.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, assumedly COVID.
The death flu.
That was a rough like 2.5 weeks after Vegas.
Yep. Well, I think we should end this episode on that little rabbit trail there.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Tim?
I guess just reach out to our listeners. Any gaming news or announcements or anything you're excited about. If you're excited about Digimon, drop some comments. Let us know like what your favorite Digimon is. What you're excited to play or learn how to play, stuff like that. How you feel about multiple formats. excluding the rotation thing because that's a real hot button issue, but just the idea of more than one format.
Yeah. So let us know how you feel about any of the topics we talked about today, and then just some bookkeeping is make sure to go follow Tim on twitch.tv at The Prodigal. And then we have a TCG affiliate link now. So if you guys are looking for any of our spicy brews like Tim's AOD Reboot Gohan deck, make sure to use the link because we just appreciate, support from you guys.
And it costs you nothing extra.
Yep, costs you nothing extra. We get a low kickback, which helps grow the channel so we can keep doing this for you guys. And anyways, make sure to like the Facebook page. And yeah, that's it.
That's about it. Everything definitely going to be linked. If you need that TCG affiliate link, you want to check out our merch store or my stream.
Go buy a shirt.
Yeah, we're both wearing them right now. They actually came out pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. It's comfortable.
So, awesome. We will see you guys next week. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
This is the Sideboard Podcast. Checking out.
Peace.